under his chairmanship. He proved time after time that he cares deeply about national security and about the United States of America, and particularly the men and women who wear the uniform and stand watch both here and around the world to protect the United States. Senator Reid, I want to thank you for the many courtesies that you have extended to me in the past, and I look forward to working with you again in a bipartisan fashion this Congress. It's also appropriate to recognize and welcome 3 senators attending their very first Senate Armed Service Committee hearing as members. Senator Banks of Indiana, Senator Sheehy of Montana, and Senator Slotkin of Michigan. We're excited to have you as committee colleagues and look forward to many important contributions from each of you. And Senator Slotkin, as I look down at the end of the dais there, it seems that only a week.
Stinky nominates a drunk, a full-on drunk, a womanizer, a douchebag. Yeah. And all these Republicans, see, the reason that I waited for this to be done is because every time a Republican goes to question this clown, right? It's like a cheerleader. It's like they're cheerleaders for this asshole, you know? So I'll skip over them when they get stupid, like this guy.
Or two ago, I was sitting in that very chair, being recognized by the chairman of the committee, the distinguished senator from Michigan. So time flies.
Yeah.
And we're very serious about this, aren't we, Mr. Reid? And
yeah, but you're not.
Those who do so.
You're not. I notice you have that Ukraine flag, right? Yeah, that Ukraine flag. What about Stinky? He wants to cut their funding. You're a joke.
Will be immediately escorted from the room. Again, welcome to the witnesses, to his friends, and to interested members of the public. If confirmed, Mr. Pete Hegseth would assume the role in a moment of...
Okay, now, if whoever votes for this guy is anti-American, period. This is a scumbag, a total scumbag. Guy's never run a platoon before. He's a lush. He's a total drunk. Yeah.
Sequence.
But yeah, no, of course. Stinky hires all the best people. Yeah, it's perfect. They're all bootlickers. He will do what Stinky wants him to do, you know? And I think the reason that they want to get Greenland, right, is to divvy it up with Russia. Yeah.
The United States faces the most dangerous security environment since World War II. We're witnessing
Bullshit.
The explosive growth and reach of China's hard power.
Bullshit.
We're also observing the emergence of an axis of aggressors.
Yeah, Russia's one of them. Why don't you condemn them? Why doesn't Stinky condemn the quote-unquote aggressor? Huh? Now you got to sit there and tie yourself in knots.
That coalition is characterized by broadening and deepening military cooperation among the dictatorships ruling China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea.
Yeah. You bootlicker. You're scared of them. He's scared of them. It's a punk.
Terrorism remains a threat as Israel wages war against Hamas and Hezbollah, and as the Assad regime collapses in Syria. America has entered a window of maximum danger, and the department needs energetic and focused civilian leadership. Those values begin at the top with the Secretary of Defense.
Exactly. 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 What gives you the impression, right, that we should lead by example? Look at the example. He's a drunk. He forces himself on women. He steals from charity, from vets charities. It's a joke.
Distinguished colleagues have served in a significant tenure on this committee, and our meetings are fairly long. We should reflect over previous secretaries of defense
Yeah, right.
To the advice of combatant commanders, many of whom would benefit from. Today's Department of Defense is no longer prepared for great power competition.
What are you talking about? Why are you shitting on our military, you son of a bitch? I told you. These Republicans, they're anti-American. They're anti-American. Fuck you.
It is not a national defense institution ready to achieve and sustain technological supremacy across the range of operations. Admittedly, this nomination is unconventional.
Wait, unconventional? Unconventional? How about downright stupid? Yeah, because Stinky claims he knows all the best people, right? No. All right, how many people are in the military or have retired from the military, right, that don't have an alcohol problem, that have never forced himself on a woman, that have never stolen from a vet charity? Huh? It's a joke.
Nominee is unconventional. Just like that New York developer who rode down the escalator into...
What developer? What are you talking about, developer? The only thing he develops is a load in his diaper.
2015 to announce his candidacy for president. That may be what makes Mr. Hegseth an excellent choice to improve this unacceptable status quo that I just described.
Hey, wait. So, you're saying that our army is unacceptable? Yeah, you're saying that our military is unacceptable? Huh? You dumb motherfucker, you anti-American prick, you Putin-loving sack of shit, you. Yeah, that's you. You son of a bitch, you crusty old shit bomb. Anti-American, right there. Anti-American, pro-Putin, son of a bitch.
He is a decorated post-9/11 combat veteran. He will inject a new warrior ethos.
Who, Johnny Walker Boots?
Into the Pentagon, a spirit that can cascade from the top down.
The only thing that's going to cascade down is shit. Just like what rolls down the back of Stinky's legs. That's right.
Mr. Hegseth will bring energy and fresh ideas to shake up the bureaucracy.
Such as.
Focus relentlessly on the warfighter and the military's core missions, deterring wars and winning the ones we must fight. He will bring a swift end to corrosive distractions such as DEI.
What do you mean corrosive distractions such as DEI? Yeah, you got a DEI hire right there. DEI didn't earn it. If ever I saw a DEI, it's this prick. Okay? You shit bomb.
Today, many simply acknowledge and live with the systemic problems I have mentioned earlier.
What problems? This is good God.
In acquisition, accountability, technology transition.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So this prick is a beacon of that, right? Right? You tie yourself in knots much, you mother...
Organizational civil service reform. Mr. Hegseth will actually move to fix these issues.
How?
Decisively.
How?
In short, I'm confident that Mr. Hexeth, supported by a team of experienced top officials, will get the job done.
Who? Because nobody worth a lick wants to work with this guy. Nobody.
The Secretary of Defense is an incredibly important position, but the Secretary's span of control is limited. The Pentagon is vast, with 3 million plus personnel, uniformed civilian, and contractor. A successful secretary understands that steering the ship means focusing his attention on strategic level priorities.
No, it's actually taking the steering wheel and not crashing, you moron.
The secretary must be supported with exceptional subordinates who will run the day-to-day affairs of the Office of the Secretary of Defense. The military.
And what makes you think that he's going to hire him? Huh? An idiot that plays grab ass while he's drunk.
Services and the other DoD components. I'm also confident that as an infantryman,
drink some more water.
Mr. Hexeth understands.
Okay. All right, yeah.
He's a leader to the core.
Really? Is it the part where he had to pay off somebody with an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, because he forced himself on her? Is that the part? Is that the leadership quality that he has? You're a moron.
Confirmed as the next Secretary of Defense of the United States of America, this country will finally know the privilege of having a true ambassador able to speak on behalf of this generation and its 2-decade global war on terror. Washington doesn't build men like Pete. Combat builds men like Pete. As I said, there are more letters expressing the same endorsement.
Nah. Who, his mother?
We'll hear from the nominee directly. I want to thank Mr. Hexeth as well as his...
For what? On 3 days sober?
Once for being here today. I look forward to discussing his nomination. I look forward to hearing from Mr. Hexeth about the...
Mr. Hexeth, a.k.a. Hermann Goering.
ways he hopes to rebuild the American strength that secures the peace. And so now I turn to my friend and colleague, Ranking Member Reed, for his opening remarks.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to first congratulate you on your chairmanship. I look forward to...
Hey, fuck that. Don't congratulate him. Don't congratulate that fucking idiot. He's a cheerleader for a Nazi.
the committee's strong tradition of bipartisanship and collaboration. And thank you for your thoughtful and conscientious service to the committee over many years. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I'd also like to take a moment to join Chairman Wicker in welcoming our new members, Senator Slotkin, Senator Banks, and Senator Sheehy. Welcome. We look forward to working with you. Mr. Hexeth, I welcome you and your family to today's hearing. I'm also glad to recognize my former colleague, Norm Coleman, and Congressman Mike.
Yeah.
With our allies, partners, and adversaries abroad. And as we speak, China is seeking to undermine our interests, intimidate our friends, and challenge our standing in the world.
Nonsense. What they're doing is actually working with the Panamanian government. And they invest in their people. Yeah, no. Why Stinky sits here and shits himself.
Russia's campaign against Ukraine threatens not only Europe, but the entire global order.
Yeah, well, wait. How awkward is this, right? How awkward is this when you sit there and I get it, you're a Democrat, whatever, right? But how awkward is this when you sit there and you trash Russia, which you very well should, right? And then the idiot orange snot rocket, right, loves him. That communist loves him.
Ongoing violence in the Middle East has teetered on the edge of all-out war. and the ideologies and actions of violent extremists endanger our citizens, even on our own soil, as the recent tragedy.
Yeah, it's called MAGA. All those MAGA idiots. Yeah, that's right.
New Orleans painfully reminds us. These are perilous times.
Okay, great.
They involve whistleblowers, non-disclosure agreements, and anonymous, although numerous, sources, including those who have faced
whoa.
sexual harassment and other troubling issues.
Hold on.
Wisdom, and above all else, character. The secretary
He ain't got no character.
is expected to be a fair, nonpartisan, and responsible leader, as well as a trustworthy advocate for the men and women that he leads. Mr. Hicks said, I do not believe that you are qualified to meet the overwhelming demands of this job. We must acknowledge the concerning public reports against you. A variety of sources, including your own writings, implicate you with disregarding the laws of war, financial mismanagement, racist and sexist remarks about men and women in uniform, alcohol abuse, sexual assault, sexual harassment, and other troubling issues.
Damn, what a resume. What a resume.
I have reviewed many of these allegations and find them extremely alarming. Indeed, the totality of your own writings and alleged conduct would disqualify any service member from holding any leadership position in the military.
Man, he couldn't get a goddamn job at McDonald's with that resume, you idiot. Come on, man.
That's being confirmed as the Secretary of Defense. Nonetheless, I understand that you reject many of these reports as they involve whistleblowers, non-disclosure agreements, and anonymous, although numerous, sources, including those who have faced political intimidation for sharing their experiences. I hope you will address each of these allegations.
Yeah, we'll see.
Just as importantly, I hope you will pledge to prevent any repercussions for whistleblowers, both civilian and military, if confirmed. Mr. Hexeth, during our meeting last week, you said that if confirmed, your top priority would be, quote, restoring a warrior culture to the Department of Defense, because you believe the U.S. military has been weakened by political correctness.
What are you talking about? What does the military have to do with political correctness? Huh? This is a shitbag is what this is.
Over the years, you have made clear your opinion of the military's diversity initiatives. As you have said, quote, diversity is not our strength, unity is. And in a recent podcast, you said, quote, I'm straight up just saying we should not have women in combat roles. When I joined the Army as a young officer in the 1970s, the U.S. military was rife with racial tension. Women were prohibited from serving in most roles. Gay service members were banned, and we relied on a national draft to fill our ranks. The soldiers I served with were proud to do so, but it was certainly not the nation's most capable military by any standard. We have made great progress since then. Today, the Department of Defense is fully integrated. Every race and religion is accepted. Women serve in all combat roles and leadership positions. Sexual orientation.
Okay.
War crimes. You have championed the pardoning of military members who were turned in by their fellow soldiers and SEALs. And let me emphasize that. They weren't discovered by reporters. They were turned in by fellow soldiers and fellow SEALs. And also pardoning of military contractors convicted of killing 14 Iraqi citizens without cause. You have also advocated for the restitution of interrogation methods like waterboarding that have been defined as torture, and you have belittled the advice and counsel of the Judge Advocates General while on deployment. In your book,
This dude is a fucking disaster. Is a disaster.
War on Warriors, you write, quote, should we follow the Geneva Convention? If our warriors are forced to follow rules arbitrarily and asked to sacrifice more lives so that international tribunals feel better about themselves, aren't we just better off in winning our wars according to our own rules? Mr. Hexet, I would ask that you explain how you, if confirmed, would maintain good order and discipline within our forces and the support of our allies and partners by rejecting international law and the law of war. I'm also concerned about your abilities as a competent manager of organizations far less complex than the Department of
They want this guy to run the military, right? When he can't even run a charity without stealing from it. I guess a prerequisite for Stinky.
Defense. From 2008 to 2010, you led the organization Veterans for Freedom, which
where their net value went down.
had an annual budget of less than $10 million. In each year you were in charge, expenses far exceeded revenues until the organization teetered on bankruptcy.
Well, hey, wait. Well, it cost a lot of money to drink, party, and pay hookers, you know?
And had to be merged with another group. In fact, according to public reporting, an independent forensic accountant reviewed the organization's finances and discovered evidence of gross financial mismanagement.
AKA, he stole from it.
I would note that this report has not been made available to any government agencies, which is, I think, alarming.
None like a typical cover-up for one of Stinky's imbeciles.
A Republican advisor to you during your tenure at the organization, who read the report, stated, and I quote, "I watched him run an organization very poorly, lose the confidence of donors. The organization ultimately folded and was forced."
Another one for the resume. This is bankrupted a charity.
to merge with another organization who individuals felt could run and manage funds on behalf of donors more responsibly than he could. I don't know how he's going to run an organization with an $857 billion budget and 3 million individuals. And that is the only comment we've had and the only access we've had to the forensic report. A similar thing happened with the Concerned Veterans for America, a second veterans group that you led from 2011 until 2016. During those 5 years, tax records show that the organization spent more than it raised.
What a disaster!
Just as troubling are reports that a significant amount of debt was incurred from social events and parties filled with excessive drinking and questionable personal behavior. Mr. Hicks said, "I hope you will explain what actions you will take, if confirmed, to be a better steward of..."
Hey, ignore the bots. They're pathetic. Ignore them. They think that because Stinky's taking over now, right, that they're not going to stop getting drone attacks on them. That's, everybody else is going to put up. They're done. Russia's done.
Defense Department's large budget. Finally, while I appreciate our meeting last week, it is unacceptable that you did not meet with any other Democratic members of this committee before this hearing, as has been our bipartisan tradition.
Because he's a drunk.
During my time in the Senate, I have voted for and worked closely with Secretaries of Defense appointed by Republican presidents.
Okay. Enough for your credit.
You regard many of these men and women as foes, and I would ask you to explain why service members and civilians who do not share your political opinions can trust that they will not be targeted during your tenure. Indeed, the challenge of the Secretary of Defense is to
because he's going to be busy partying and drinking. That's why.
remove partisan politics from the military. You propose to inject it. This would be an insult to the men and women who have sworn to uphold their own apolitical duty to the Constitution.
Okay.
Of Minnesota for the purpose of an introduction. Norm, we are glad to see you and glad to have you back, and you are recognized for the introduction.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Go smoke another cigarette.
Member Reed, members of the committee, my former colleagues, I'm honored to introduce a son of Minnesota to you, Pete Hegseth.
Minnesota just got shitted on.
As a senator from Minnesota, I spent many hours with this young man as he walked the halls of Congress advocating on behalf of America's veterans. And he is young in the best sense of the word. He is strong, focused, intelligent, incisive.
Is that between drinks? or between assaults.
Great listener, and is
This
almost
is pathetic. A great list. This is pathetic.
supernaturally energetic.
Supernaturally energetic? Who, Johnny Walker?
Just what we need in a Secretary of Defense in times of massive change. He is the real deal. That's good. Fitzgerald was a writer in my city of St.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Hope is that this committee hearing provides what they are asking for. Disagree? Yes. Strongly if necessary. But then come together to support the nominee.
they dropped an Ancient Orange bomb on this clown.
This nominee, Pete Hegseth, of the one president we have at a time, laying aside partisan politics for the essential mission of national
What partisan politics? What partisan politics? This is an unqualified drunk.
security upon which everything else depends. Mr. Chairman, I yield.
Thank you, Norm. I do appreciate that and appreciate your presence today. I now have the honor and pleasure of introducing Congressman Waltz. I understand, Congressman, you are still a member of the House for another day or two.
Another day or two.
Okay, and I now recognize.
Shit talkers.
Experiences that he's gone through. And after our country was brutally attacked on 9/11, Pete Hegseth answered the call of duty like so many
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
others. Reach out to the American people so that they
He's a fucking alcoholic.
understand why the military needs to do what it needs to do.
And what does that mean? What does that mean, you dumbass?
Look, I have no doubt that he is going to get the Pentagon back to its primary mission, lethal readiness.
So you're telling me right now that if a country bombed us, we couldn't go and just wipe them off the face of the earth? You're full of shit. You're full of shit.
That warrior ethos is what our enemies will respect. That warrior ethos
Hey,
is
yeah, what warrior ethos? Warrior ethos. What do you mean? What do you mean, Johnny Walker farts?
our enemies will fear, and it's that warrior ethos that will keep them.
Warrior ethos.
He itself fails an audit. Innovation is stalled. Morale is down. Standards have been weakened.
Nope, and nope. So what? Okay. So let me get this straight. You want to fix this how? By saying, okay, let's go, right? Let's go. And the person they're pointing to go is a drunken, womanizing, charity-stealing slob, right?
And meritocracy is less valued.
No, idiocracy. Idiocracy.
And as a result, our adversaries have been emboldened all over the world.
No, they haven't. Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for change. It is time for change.
Hey, we're not in any war here. We're not in any war here. And we have Putin stuck in the mud. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Nobody's moving on anybody anymore.
I've literally seen thousands of veterans, as the chairman cited one amazing Medal of Honor recipient. But we have seen thousands of veterans expressing their support for Pete. This is a
Nope. That's a lie.
man who can
That's a lie.
reinvigorate that warrior ethos, and this is a man that will
Who gives a shit about your fucking ethos already?
lead. I can't imagine having a more capable partner.
Yes, sir.
Hold on.
Have you adhered to applicable laws and regulations governing conflicts of interest?
Yes, sir.
Have you assumed any duties or taken any actions that would appear to presume the outcome of the confirmation process?
No, sir.
Full of shit.
Exercising our legislative and oversight responsibilities makes it important that this committee, its subcommittees, and other appropriate committees of Congress receive testimony, briefings, reports, records, and other information from the executive branch on a timely basis. Do you agree, if confirmed, to appear and testify before this committee when requested?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree to provide records, documents, and electronic communications in a timely manner when requested by this committee, its subcommittees, or other appropriate committees of Congress, and to consult with...
Dumb question. A dumb question, because he's already hiding shit.
the requester regarding the basis for any good faith delay or denial in providing such records?
Yes, sir.
Will you ensure that your staff complies with...
He's full of shit. He's full of shit.
And I pray together every morning.
Wait.
Opportunity today.
Wait.
I'm grateful for and have learned a great deal from this advise and consent process. Our founders knew what they were doing. Should I be confirmed, I look forward to working with this committee, senators from both parties, to secure our nation. I want to thank the former senator from Minnesota, Norm Coleman, for his
fucking bootlicking cheerleader.
mentorship and friendship in this process. And the incoming National Security Advisor, Congressman, and more importantly for our purposes, Colonel Mike Waltz, for his powerful work.
No!
I'm grateful to them both. Thank you to my incredible wife, Jennifer. Who has changed my life.
No. As late as October, you were showing up at work drunk.
And been with me throughout this entire process. I love you, sweetheart, and I thank God for you. And as Jenny and I pray together every morning, all glory, regardless of the outcome, belongs to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Oh, eat shit. Now you found God? Now you found God now.
His grace and mercy abounds each day. May his will be done.
Eat shit.
Thank you to my father Brian and mother Penny, as well as our entire family, including our seven.
Hey, I'm gonna present to you my mama. My mama says I'm not a drunk. This dude literally ran his mother. He ran his mother out, right? To vouch for him. Kind of shit a 5-year-old does. This is pathetic.
And wonderful kids. Gunnar, Jackson, Peter Boone, Kensington, Luke, Rex. Sorry.
He has a baseball team of scragglers laying around.
And Gwendolyn. Their future safety and security is in all of our hands.
Not you in a car. I would never let them be in a car with you. There's not enough seatbelts to save them from your drunk ass in a vehicle.
And to all the troops and veterans watching and here in the room, Navy SEALs, Green Berets, soldiers, pilots, sailors, Marines, Gold Stars, and more, too many friends to name. Officers, enlisted, black and white, young and old.
Nah.
Men and women, all Americans, all warriors. This hearing is for you.
No.
Thank you for figuratively and literally having my back.
You are a misogynist. Not only that, you are a Christian Zionist.
Oh.
Officers, enlisted, black and white, young and old, men and women, all Americans, all warriors. This hearing is for you. Thank you for figuratively and literally having my back.
You are a misogynist. Not only that, you are a Christian Zionist.
Yeah, so much for having a bunch of people that had your back. There was a real soldier behind you that just told you to go fuck yourself. How about that? That was a real soldier. That's a real soldier back there. He told you to go fuck yourself. Yeah, you. What, you don't like the peanut gallery now, champ? Why don't you have a drink?
I want to thank the authorities for their swift reaction to that.
Hey man, fuck the authorities. I want that man to come in and talk.
Burst and state that similar interruptions will be treated in like manner. Mr. Hexeth, you may continue.
Well, as I'll say again, thank you for figuratively and literally having my back.
No, it's painfully obvious that dude did not have your back. That was a real soldier too, by the way.
I pledge to do the same for all of you. It's an honor to come before this committee today as President Donald Trump's nominee for the office of Secretary of Defense.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Hey, wait. Whoa!
Look, the troops have no better commander-in-chief than Donald Trump.
Yeah, when shit's not rolling down the back of his knees into the back of those elevator shoes he has. He's a punk.
As I've said to many of you in private meetings, when President Trump chose me for this position, the primary charge he gave me
was what?
was to bring the warrior culture back to the Department of Defense.
What are you talking about?
He, like me, wants a Pentagon laser focused on lethality, meritocracy, warfighting, accountability, and
Wait. Hold on.
culture back to the Department of Defense. He, like me, wants a Pentagon laser focused on lethality, meritocracy, warfighting, accountability, and readiness.
Oh! Touche! When are you gonna stop fucking lying? Yeah, what, you gonna go run to your bottle now, you son of a bitch? Yeah, get an NDA with that one, you bitch.
You may continue, sir.
Hey, Justin, that's a good one. That warrior culture sounds a little homoerotic.
Turning the Pentagon back to warfighting, that's it. That's my job.
Mr. Hexeth,
What does that even mean? Bring the Pentagon back to warfighting? What does that even mean?
defend your remarks. Let me just say this. The Capitol Police are going to remove immediately individuals that are disrupting the hearing. I see a pattern attempted to be inflicted on the committee, and we're simply not going to tolerate it.
No. Hey, who cares what you say? What are they going to do, kick them out?
You may proceed.
To bring back warfighting, if confirmed, I'm going to work with President Trump and this committee to, one, restore the warrior ethos to the Pentagon.
To restore the warrior ethos.
Throughout our fighting force. In doing so, we will reestablish trust in our military.
Hey, I trust them right now.
Addressing the recruiting crisis, the retention crisis, and readiness crisis in our ranks.
Wait.
Members of the Security force will remove members. Mr.
How are you going to, wait a minute. How do you plan on addressing the recruitment crisis, huh? You gonna start a draft? I dare you to say that. I dare you to say that, you son of a bitch. I dare you.
Mr. Heseth, you may.
The strength of our military is our unity.
Yeah, right. You're talking about, okay, you already want to kick out blacks. You want to, with your DEI nonsense, right? You want to kick out the gay people that are fucking much tougher than you and stinky, right? Okay? All right? And you want to kick out everybody that doesn't look white and Aryan. You fucking communist, you.
Our shared purpose, not our differences. Number two, we're going to rebuild our military, always matching threats to capabilities. This includes reviving our defense industrial base, reforming the acquisitions process, as you mentioned, Mr. Chairman, no more valley of death for new defense companies, modernizing our
You're an idiot.
nuclear triad, ensuring the Pentagon can pass an audit, and rapidly fielding emerging technologies. And number three, we're going to reestablish deterrence. First and foremost, we will defend our homeland.
We're not doing that now. We're not doing that now, you asshole.
Our borders and our skies. Second, we will work with our partners and allies to deter aggression in the Indo-Pacific from the Communist Chinese. And finally,
No, you won't. No, you won't.
we will responsibly end wars to ensure that we prioritize our resources to reorient to larger threats.
Hey, idiot. We are not in any wars right now. You fucking dick. We're not in any wars. Your daddy, Joe Biden, got us out of it. Yeah?
We can no longer count on reputational deterrence.
With you in charge? No way can we depend on anybody's reputation here. You drunk?
We need real deterrence. The Department of Defense under Donald Trump will achieve peace through strength.
Hey, what happened to stopping the war in 24 hours? What happened to stopping the war in Ukraine in 24 hours? No, he's a punk. He's a punk. As a matter of fact, that bitch that nominated, that appointed you, that's trying to appoint you, that bitch, that sweet bitch, the idiot that wears the orange makeup, right? He called Putin a 5'0" baby killer, right? He called him and he said, I want you to de-escalate. So what did Putin do? What did Putin do? What did Putin do to Sweet Cheeks? Stinky. What did he do? He put naked pictures of his mail order bride on state TV, and then he escalated. Okay, Rodney Dangerfield, what do you got to say about that?
And in pursuing these America First national security goals.
What America first? What America first? Look. Hey, Sweet Cheeks, okay? He is hanging around with an anchor baby that looks like the shoe bomber, Ramaswamy, right? And he's also hanging around with a South African. And he said, and that guy's telling you all what to do. What are you talking about, America first?
Will remain patriotically apolitical.
Bullshit.
Stridently constitutional. Unlike the current administration, politics should play no part in military matters.
No, who's the one trying to start that shit? You.
We are not Republicans. We are not Democrats.
Bullshit. Then why didn't you talk to any of the Democrats on that panel? You fucking asshole.
We are American warriors.
No. You're going to take off your mask and start speaking Russian. You fucking communist.
Standards will be high and they will be equal, not equitable. That's a very different word. We need to make sure every warrior is fully qualified on their assigned weapon system, every pilot's fully qualified and current on the aircraft they are flying, and every general or flag officer is selected for leadership.
Wait, stop. For my bots. Okay, the North Koreans, right, that are still alive, Kim Jong-un wants them back. You guys, I tell you, you guys never learn. You don't learn. Every time you cross from the Donbass into Ukraine, you go into a meat grinder. You're stuck on the border. Why don't y'all just get out of there, man? Cut ties. Tell that 5'0" baby killing weasel, right? To cut ties already. Cut and run. Y'all are pathetic with that janky ass, rusty ass military, right? Ukraine is whipping your ass.
Or promotion purely based on performance.
Oh, yeah. You're an idiot. Yeah.
With no vested interest in input.
Nobody cares.
And he endured it incredible. Board member. Or I was with you on 100 different tour stops for Concerned Veterans for America.
Oh, yeah, and then you robbed them blind. You ran that charity into the ground. And you have the nerve to sit there and talk about a charity that you stole from and ran into the ground.
No one called me. No one asked about your conduct on the record or off the record.
No one gives a shit about your conduct. We know your conduct. You're a drunk, weak, fragile man, right? That has to force himself on women. Get him drunk and force himself on them. You're weak, you're fragile. That's why my bots want you. Because you're weak, you're a weak, fragile communist.
Instead, a small handful of anonymous sources
No.
were allowed to drive a smear campaign.
No.
An agenda about me.
No.
Our left-wing media in America.
No. You see, there he goes talking about unity and all this shit. He's full of shit. You're full of shit, bro.
America today, sadly, doesn't care about the truth.
Oh, really? Really? So Fox does? Okay. All right. Okay. You work for a shit rag called Fox, right? That got sued for $787 million for lying. You settled. And you talk about the truth. You wouldn't know the truth if it got stuck in your bottle and you poured it out and drank it. That's right.
All they were out to do, Mr. Chairman, was to destroy me.
No. You did that yourself because, okay, all right. You know what Stinky is? You know what Trump is? Okay, this is what he is. He is a sting operation. He's a sting operation because anybody that he appoints comes and gets stung. They get stung because they get outed for the piles of shit that they are. He's a one-man sting operation is what he is. And they got you.
And why do they want to destroy me? Because I'm a change agent and a threat to them because Donald Trump
What change agent?
willing to choose me, to empower me, to bring the Defense Department back to what it really should be, which is warfighting. So
What are you talking about? They do boot camp every day, you imbecile.
I'm willing to endure these attacks. But what I will do is stand up for the truth and for my reputation. False attacks, anonymous attacks,
And drone attacks on Russia.
repeated ad nauseum, printed as nauseum,
No, it's true.
as facts.
They're facts.
We have provided to the committee, Mr. Chairman.
No, you haven't.
You're going to share it.
No, you haven't. Oh, yeah. You're goddamn right they're going to share it. You're goddamn right.
On the record statement after on the record statement from people who have served with me, worked with me at Fox News, Concerned Vets, Vets for Freedom, you name it.
Oh, really? 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 The ones that you bankrupted out of a job?
From the top of the chain to the bottom, who will say I treat them with respect.
This coming. How can you take this clown seriously? How can you take this clown seriously?
With kindness,
What?
dignity, that's men, that's women, that's black, that's white.
No, no, and no. You're already talking about eliminating DEI and you're talking about black people.
That's every background. I have prided myself as a leader.
Well, I really do appreciate that you're sitting here. Your voice sounds so wonderful, but your face don't look too clear. So barmaid, bring a pitcher, another round of brew. Oh, why don't we get drunk and screw?
Of respecting people, being
Why don't we get drunk and screw?
professional. That is the balance of mind. I'm not a perfect person.
I just bought a water beds filled up for me and you.
As has been acknowledged.
They said you were a drunkard. Honey, I don't think that's true. Oh, why don't we get drunk and screw?
By the grace of God, by Jesus and Jenny.
Man, enough of the Jesus shit. Enough of the Jesus shit. Why was Jesus there when you had that lady sign an NDA? Oh.
I'm not a perfect person.
No, by far. By far. You're a scumbag.
But redemption is real. And God forged me in ways that I know.
And then the Lord said you got to rise up. Rise up from that bottle of vodka.
I'm prepared for. And I'm honored by the people standing and sitting behind me.
Dude, you're losing it. You're losing it. You're talking too
Look
much.
forward to leading this Pentagon on behalf of the warfighters.
Thank you, Mr. Hegseth, and frankly, I'm sure there are millions of Americans watching who would agree that they've experienced that same sort of redemption.
What redemption? No. Wait a minute. They're talking about redemption now, right? Okay. When this idiot, as late as late October, right, was reporting to work drunk, not with alcohol on his breath, drunk. All of a sudden, oh, hallelujah, I found Jesus. Lord, you got to rise up. No, doesn't work that way.
You still agree with that, do you not?
Yes, sir, I do.
You're an idiot.
So, tell us what you think about, particularly about my plan to make the Defense Department less bureaucratic, less top-heavy, cut out some of the bureaucracy and layers, make it more friendly to startups and to new ideas, contained in my 20 or so page white paper.
Yeah, right. He's got some defense contractors in line.
Strength by rebuilding our.
Oh, eat shit. Okay, hold on. Here comes the Democrat guy. Hold on.
2 rounds.
Wait.
Wait. Or 2 rounds.
In that point, get us started at least talking about
Oh, go smoke another cigarette, you imbecile.
deterring China and the Indo-Pacific.
It starts with priorities. The 2017 National Defense Strategy was the first step in reorienting away from.
Wait. Vaccinated 5 times. I see you, comrade. Vaccinated 5 times. Why? Dude, what do you want me to be? A COVID-infected blister like this clown?
Simply entanglement in the Middle East, which our generation knows a lot about, and reorienting the behemoth that is the Pentagon toward new priorities, specifically the Indo-Pacific. So that strategy started and was barely followed through on under the Biden administration.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
We're going to start by ensuring the institution understands that as far as threats abroad,
This is an idiot. This is an idiot.
I must say, too, my recollection is I've never denied anyone the opportunity to ask the second round of questions as I chaired. I would request the second round. And my time is running. I think these are...
Oh, yeah, you're using your time. No, if the timekeeper will pause the time. I must say, I think we're going to have adequate time for questioning, and I know Democrat members have coordinated their questions as much as we have, and we're
Fuck you.
Too, and the person who had access to was quite critical of Mr. Hickson. And I think people on both sides have suggested that they get the report. I know your colleagues have asked for it. Senator Thune assured me personally that he thought it was an appropriate idea. So I would ask, and I would say too, as a precedent.
No, hey, wait. Hey, hold on. Before we continue, I really, on a more serious note, right? I want to ask my bots, how's it going over there in Russia? How's it going? How's it going? Do you guys like freak out when you're zzz, 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 or do you just duck?
One of President Trump's appointees had simpler, very complicated personal issues.
Of course they do. They're bums.
And available to all the members of the committee. We would be following precedent, and I ask that be made possible.
Again, there's been much discussion about this, and what I intend to do is follow the exact precedent that we've had for the...
Okay, I see where this is going. They have serious questions for this guy. And Mr. Smokes a Lot, Dr. Smokes a Lot over here, he wants to limit the time that they have to ask the questions. So I would tell the Democrats to just ask a few questions. Like, why are you such a fuck up? Why are you so weak that you have to get women drunk before you can have relations with them? Why? Shit we want to know, This is not that hard. It's not that time consuming.
As to hearings with regard to secretaries of defense, not only Secretary Austin, but Secretary Mattis 8 years ago.
Uh-oh, I think this guy just made a shit.
And that was for the chair.
He's getting the DTs. He's got the tremors. I need a drink.
And the ranking member to see the report. And so that is my intention as chair of this committee.
Finally, Mr. Chairman, I have several letters that I would include for the record. One from Counter Every Hero, which is an organization of retired 4-star generals and former secretaries of defense.
Oh shit, I want to hear that.
That is critical of the proposed purge panels. One from
Hank said, you know what he needs? He needs a gallon. Is what he needs, Jeffrey. He needs a goddamn gallon.
domestic violence. One for a council on American relations. And also,
imagine what's going through his head right now. He's like, God damn, those are the people I ripped off. Yeah, and now they're gonna read that here.
and also several letters that raise questions. I would ask they be.
No, Miku. What is that? The way they spell Miku? Is that Russian? Yeah, that's got to be Russian. Anyway, man, I'm pulling for you guys, man. Overthrow that motherfucker so I can go over there on a vacation. No, I'm not drunk. No. When we have parties down here in West Palm Beach, I post the pictures with my lovelies, I'll post them, don't worry. I think the next party that's coming up where I will be ripped will be a Kentucky Derby party. That's right, yeah. Stay tuned, all right?
Submitted for the record.
Without objection, they will be submitted. And Mr. Reed, your time is now expired. Just kidding. You're recognized for 7 minutes.
Thank you. You're a very understanding chairman. I like that. Ms. Exit, you've written, and it's quote, "Oh yeah, and fire any general who hasn't carried water for Obama and Biden's extra constitutional and agenda-driven transformation for our military. Clean house and start over. It's come to my attention that current serving military personnel have received emails threatening them with being fired for supporting the current DoD policies. One mail that was sent to a military officer with the subject line, clean house, reminiscent of your specific comment, states, and I quote, "With the incoming administration looking to remove disloyal, corrupt, traitorous, liberal officers such as yourself, we will certainly be putting..."
Okay, stop. This is a fuckhead right here. It's a fuckhead. This, you know what it is? This is hairmongering to what's his name? To the dude with the little mustache. This is hairmongering right here. It's a henchman. This is a henchman. Just think, Petey, right? Just think, right? In the not too distant future, right? You're gonna be one of those shit stains right under that, like the ones that were right under Mr. 1934. You're gonna be up there too, as a major shit stain.
Your name into the list of those personnel to be removed. We know you support the woke DEI policies and will ensure you never again influence anyone in the future.
This is a racist. This is a racist slob, is what this is. It's a slob. It's a slob. And this, you know what this guy wants to do? He wants to rot the military to the core. Yeah, that's why Stinky has him. Listen, you want to know how he really feels? This is how he really feels about everything. Yeah. Look, this is hairmongering in drag. A drunken hairmongering right here. That's what it is.
You and the redacted spouse's name will be lucky if you're able to collect your military requirement, end quote. Now, I want to remind everyone that these policies that are being referred to date back decades, to the 1940s and 50s, with respect to racial discrimination particularly, and administrations of both parties, including the Trump administration and the first party, caused those policies to be enforced. Mr. Hegseth, are you aware of these emails being sent to officers?
Senator, you mentioned the word accountability.
No. Yes or no?
Which is something
You're wasting your own time there, buddy. Yes or no?
we have not had for the last 4 years.
No.
Aware of these, the messages being sent to officers?
Certainly I'm not aware of that. It's not one of my efforts, but there's been no accountability.
Wait. No, there's a lie. There's a lie right there. He just perjured himself, if that means anything.
The disaster of the withdrawal in Afghanistan, and that's precisely...
Yeah, that was your buddy. Your buddy made the timeline. Your buddy dealt with the Taliban, right? Instead of dealing with the Afghan government. Your buddy caused it.
Why we're here today
Excuse me.
is that leadership has been unwilling to take accountability. It's the time to restore that to our most senior...
What are you talking about? You fucking scumbag.
Ranks.
You have written publicly that DI policy is distraction and have military personnel walking on eggshells. Do you believe that emails like that are essentially threatening both a serving officer and a spouse and claiming that they'll lose their pension will have a distraction and detract from the lethality?
Senator, you mentioned the 40s and 50s, and you're precisely right. The military was a forerunner in courageous racial integration. in ways no other institutions were willing
Bullshit! Bullshit!
to do. I served with men and women of all backgrounds because of the courage of people
Do you
decades and
believe,
decades ago.
Mr.
Incredibly important.
Stop him!
However,
Please,
the
do you-
DEI policies of today are not the same as what happened back then.
Bullshit!
Dividing troops inside formations, causing commanders to walk on eggshells,
Nonsense!
not
Nonsense!
putting meritocracy
Nonsense!
first. That's the indictment that's made by those serving right now, and why we're having this conversation.
All of your public comments don't talk about meritocracy. They talk about liberal democratic efforts that are destroying the military, that those people are our enemies. That's not meritocracy. That's a political view. And your goal, as I see emerging, is to politicize the military in favor of your particular positions, which you've outlined extensively, which would be the worst blow to the
Herman Johnny Walker Gehrig.
professionalism of the United States military, and would undercut readiness, undercut retention, because I can see officers receiving these emails beginning to wonder very seriously if they should continue. Let me change subject for a moment here. You've been instrumental in securing pardons for several convicted war criminals. In at least two of these cases, the military personnel who served in combat with these convicted service members were not supportive of the pardons.
Yeah, fucking this guy just he got pardoned for a bunch of fucking scumbag murderers. That's right, because he's a scumbag himself.
They did their duty as soldiers to report war crimes. Your definition of lethality seems to embrace those people who do commit war crimes, rather than those who stand up and say, this is not right. So what's the response to your service members who personally witnessed these and courageously reported them to their superiors?
Senator, as someone who's led men in combat directly and had to make very difficult decisions, I've thought very deeply about the balance
You didn't lead nobody in combat. You didn't lead one person in combat. You dumb motherfucker.
between legality and lethality, ensuring that the men and women on the front lines have the opportunity to destroy with and close the enemy, and that
Nope. There's a difference. There's a difference between killing the enemy, right, and doing a fucking war crime. You asshole.
aren't the ones getting in the way. I'm not talking about disavowing the laws of war or the Geneva Conventions or the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Sir, I'm talking about restrictive rules of engagement that these men and women behind me understand they've lived with on the battlefield, which has made it more difficult to defeat our enemies. In many of the cases you're talking
You're an idiot. You're an idiot. They kill whoever needs to be killed, you asshole.
about in particular, sir, there was evidence withheld. There was prosecutorial
No, there wasn't. That's a lie.
misconduct.
That's a lie.
And as someone who looks case by case and defaults to the warfighter, to the men and women with dust on their boots, not the second guessers in air-conditioned offices in Washington.
Oh, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. The same person with dust on his boots, right? The same person, those same people were the ones that turned these assholes in. That's right. Nothing like being undisciplined and stupid, right? Yeah. No, well, comes with a turf. Comes with a turf when you're talking about stinky.
Excuse me.
I look case by case and was proud to work with President Trump to understand those cases and ensure that our warriors are always...
Bullshit. So you're telling me that your drunk ass, right? And that panty white Trump, right? Knew more than the people that turned these assholes in, right? Right? You're a dick.
looked out for.
Those cases were adjudicated by who? People in Washington or fellow non-commissioned officers who had also served, sacrificed, and believed in the ethic of the military? Who were the court martial?
Senator, in multiple cases, they were actually acquitted. But
No, that's a lie.
Yes, yes.
regardless of where those
Some were
convening
convicted.
authorities were, yes, sir.
Some were, but others were convicted, and you asked for pardon. That's the only reason you asked for pardon. Because
Yeah. If you're acquitted, you don't ask for a pardon. You fucking trying to speak out of both sides of your mouth. You disgust me.
were convicted. But the other factor too is you've already disparaged in writing the Geneva Convention, the rules of law, all of these things. How will you be able to effectively lead a military in which one of the principal elements is discipline, respect for lawful authority? You have made statements to your platoon after being briefed by a JAG officer. Oh, by the way, would you explain what a JAG off is?
I don't think I need to, sir.
Oh, yes, you do. Yeah.
I know it.
Because the men and women watching understand.
No, I don't.
Well, perhaps some of my colleagues don't understand.
It would be a JAG officer who puts his or her own priorities in front of the warfighters.
Nonsense. You got caught.
Their promotions, their medals,
Nonsense.
for having the backs of
Nonsense.
those who are making the tough calls on the front lines.
Thank you, Senator Reid.
Interesting.
Thank you, Senator
Thank you
Reid.
very much.
Senator Fisher.
One, Senator, that became evident in the process is digital designs.
Well, okay. All right. This bitch right here, the bitch he's talking to now, he shook her hand before he went and sat down.
The Pentagon often...
Nah, I don't need a cheerleader. No.
Good morning, Mr. Hegseth.
Good morning, Senator.
I was pleased when I was contacted on your behalf about meeting before this hearing.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I've been on this committee since 2011, and during that time, I voted to confirm 6 nominees to be Secretary of Defense from 3 administrations, 2 Democratic and 1 Republican, the first Trump administration. Every one of those nominees met with me and my Democratic colleagues on this committee before the hearing. So, as you can imagine, I was disappointed when no one ever followed up, when we followed up with your office.
No. You're going about this all wrong. You need to tell him, why didn't you meet with me? Why? Why didn't you meet with her? Because you're a punk. You're a punk. This is a punk.
Not able to meet. Do you understand that if you're confirmed to be Secretary of Defense, that you will have a responsibility to meet with all members of this committee, not just Republicans?
Senator, I very much appreciate and understand
No.
the traditionally bipartisan nature of this committee.
Yeah, I don't care what you appreciate and don't understand. Why didn't you meet with me?
Their national defense is not partisan. It should be.
Oh, bro, you're literally making it partisan by not meeting with her. By not meeting with her, you just made it partisan, you dumb shit. Oh, no. This lady needs to put the heat on.
Be about Republicans or Democrats. And so I look forward to working together with you and your colleagues.
Well, why didn't you meet with her then? Why didn't you meet with her?
On priorities facing this nation, yes.
I think we would expect that. And one reason that I wanted to meet with you was because I thought it would be really helpful to better understand your views on women in the military. Because you've made a number of surprising statements about women serving in the military.
They're disgusting. They're disgusting, drunken statements is what they are.
As recently as November the 7th of 2024 on the Sean Ryan Show, you said, and I quote, "I'm straight up saying that we should not have women in combat roles. It hasn't made us more effective." The quote went on a little longer, but that was the gist of it. That was before you were nominated to be Secretary of Defense.
What a weak, pathetic, fragile, Eddie Munster-looking blockhead.
Mr. Hegseth, do you know what percentage of our military is comprised of women?
And you can't spell.
I believe it's 18 to 20%, Senator.
It's almost 18%, and in fact, DOD's 2023 demographic report indicated that there are more women serving now and there are fewer separations. So they make up a critical part of our military. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, ma'am. Women in our military, as I have said publicly, have and continue to make amazing contributions across all aspects of our battlefield.
Well, you also write in your book, The War on Warriors, with the chapter, The Deadly Obsession with Women Warriors, that, quote, not only are women comparatively less effective than men in combat roles, but they are more likely to be objectified by the enemy and their own nation in the moral realms of war. Mr. Hegseth, should we take it to believe...
Is that why? Oh, listen to this. Is that why you needed an NDA? You sloppy drunk.
that you believe that the two women on this committee who have served honorably and with distinction made our military less effective and less capable?
I'm incredibly grateful for the two women who served our military in uniform, and including in the Central Intelligence Agency, contributions on the battlefield, indispensable contributions. Senator, I would like to clarify, when I'm talking about that issue, it's not about the capabilities of men and women, it's about standards. And this committee is...
What are you talking about? What standards? Standards. So you're talking about, man, standards? You talking about standards? The bar is low with you. The bar is really low with you. You couldn't play limbo under where the bar is with you.
A lot about standards. Standards that we, unfortunately, over time, have seen eroded in certain duty positions, certain schools, certain places, which affects readiness, which is what I care about the most. Readiness
I
on the
appreciate
battlefield.
that.
And so, to my comments,
however,
time and time again, to standards.
Your statements publicly have not been to that effect. After your nomination, you did state to a group of reporters that you, quote, support all women serving in our military today who do a fantastic job across the globe, including combat. So what I'm confused about, Mr. Hegseth, is which is it?
He's a fucking liar. He's a fucking liar. He's a liar. He's lying to your face right now.
Women in our military, if you were the Secretary of Defense, believe that they would have a fair shot and an equal opportunity to rise through the ranks. If on the one hand, you say that women are not competent, they make our military less effective, and on the other hand, you say, oh no, now that I've been nominated to be the Secretary of Defense, I've changed my view on women in the military. What do you have to say to the almost 400,000 women who are serving today about your position on whether they should be capable to rise through the highest ranks of our military?
Senator, I would say I would be honored to have the opportunity.
You're full of shit.
To serve alongside you, shoulder to shoulder, men and women, black, white, all backgrounds, with a shared purpose. Our differences are not what define us. Our unity and our shared purpose is and you will be treated fairly and with dignity, honor, and respect.
That's not what she said.
Just like every man and woman in uniform, just like the men and women that I've worked with in my veterans organizations, to include when I was a headquarters
This is a disgusting drunken mouth breather.
and headquarters company commander in the Minnesota National Guard.
Well, I
and
appreciate
women in
your
our ranks
11th
as well.
hour conversion, but Mr. Chairman,
11th hour. We're talking about 11:59 with 59 seconds.
for the record, I would like to submit Chapter 5, The Deadly Obsession with Women Warriors, for the record. Mr. Hegseth,
Without objection, it will be submitted.
are you familiar with the Women, Peace, and Security agenda at the Department of Defense?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
This is a law that was signed during President-elect Trump's first term. It was legislation that I sponsored with Republican Senator Capito of West Virginia. It was co-sponsored by Marco Rubio, the nominee to be the President-elect's Secretary of State. It was led in the House of Representatives by Kristi Noem, the President-elect's nominee to be the Secretary of Homeland Security. It mandates that women be included in all aspects of our national security, including conflict resolution and peace.
Unlike Russia, we don't need a draft. Unlike Russia, we don't need a draft. I heard they're taking people out of the nursing home and sending them to the front.
Negotiations. And at the Department of Defense, it has been the law for 8 years under both the Trump and Biden administrations. The DoD has incorporated women throughout its decision-making as a result. Every single combatant commander across 2 administrations.
The DoD, dumb old drunk.
Has told this committee that this law and its implementation at the Department of Defense provides them a strategic advantage operationally. Based on your comments, it appears that the example that you would like to set, not only for women in this country, but for women across the globe, 50% of the world's population, as the prospective nominee to lead the most combat-credible military in the entire world, is that women should not have an equal opportunity in our military. So will you commit to preserving the Women, Peace, and Security Law at DoD and including in your budget the requisite funding to continue to restore and resource these programs throughout the DoD?
Senator, I will commit to reviewing that program and ensuring
That's no. That's no.
it aligns with America's
That's no.
first national security priorities, meritocracy, lethality.
In other words, no. No.
And readiness. And if it advances American interests, it's something we would advance. If it doesn't, it's something we will
Well,
advance.
since former President Trump signed the law, I hope that he agrees with you.
Thank you, Senator Shaheen. At this point, I would ask unanimous consent.
This is a pathetic woman hater. That's what he is. He's a pathetic woman hater because he has never been able, this guy has never been able to have a relationship with a woman on the square. All of his relationships end up in divorce. If he does, and then when he's not in between divorces, right? He's forcing himself on a woman. This drunken, pathetic, hair-mongering wannabe, right? This guy's weak. I mean, forget about all the liberal this, liberal that, DEI this, DEI that's a weak man. That dude is weak. He's pathetic. That dude is weak and pathetic, is what he is. He can't have a normal relationship with a woman that doesn't end in divorce, right? And like I say, in between, he's so miserable that he forces himself on other women. This is a pathetic example of a man. Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is weakness personified.
Consent to enter into the record 5 letters of support from female service members and combat veterans who support Mr. Hegseth's nomination. These women represent diverse viewpoints, from a retired colonel with
Bro, you're running out of water.
over 25 years of service to an active duty Navy surface warfare commander to a senior airman. They support Mr. Hegseth and
He's a fucking done trying to be a man killer. This weak, fragile shade of a man, right? Is trying to be a man killer. This dude's weak. He's pathetic. This dude's pathetic. All right. This guy walks around with an inferior comp. You know what he is? He's afraid of women. He's afraid of women. This guy's afraid of women.
a comment on his focus on merit, warfighting readiness, military training status, and the warrior ethos. So without objection, it will be entered into the record. And now...
Oh, fuck off.
We expect.
Here's another idiot. Sorry. No cheerleading here.
To denigrate LGBTQ service members.
Oh, hold on. Hold on.
So
Hold on. Hold on. You know what? You know what this idiot's worst nightmare is? You know what it is? A woman that's gonna clean his clock.
Exist.
Hold on. Oh, I want to hear this whole thing.
Instances where I've seen standards.
Hold on.
Is lethal.
Hold on.
Wrong, Tom, is a other circumstances you've
Wait a minute.
Thank you, Senator Cotton. At this point, I ask unanimous consent to offer to the record a letter submitted by Omar Abbasi,
Omar who?
son of former city council president of Samarra, Iraq, who worked with Mr. Hexeth in Iraq.
No one gives a shit. No one gives a shit about the Indian.
Without objection, that will be entered. Senator Gillibrand.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Hegseth. I do want to thank you for your service, and I want to thank you for your willingness to serve in this capacity.
Thank you, Senator.
I have many concerns about your record, and particularly your public statements, because they are so hurtful to the men and women who are currently serving in the U.S. military, harmful to morale, harmful to good order and discipline. If you are saying that women shouldn't be serving in the military, and I'm going to read you your quotes, because the quotes themselves are terrible.
The quotes are terrible.
Have to change how you see women to do this job well, and
He can't. He's afraid of them, lady.
don't know if you are capable of that. So I want to press on these issues.
He's not. He's not. He's afraid of women. That's why he forces himself on them.
That my colleague Jean Shaheen brought up, because she said it so well. So first of all, you answered your questionnaire. Do you believe that any American who wants to serve in their country in the military and can meet objective standards set by the military should be allowed to serve without limitation? You said yes to that question. But then in
He lied.
all of these other circumstances, you've denigrated active duty service members. We have hundreds of women who are currently in the infantry. Lethal members of our military serving in the infantry, but you degrade them. You say, we need moms, but not in the military, especially in combat units. So specific to Senator Cotton's question, because Senator Cotton was giving you layups to
This dude is terrified of women. What a punk!
differentiate between different types of combat. And specifically, as secretary, would you take any action
Sit there and take it. You gotta sit there and take it.
to reinstitute the combat arms exclusion for female service members, knowing full well you have hundreds of women doing that job right now? And the standards, your 2 mile run, Tom, is about the Army combat fitness test. It is not the requirements to have an MOS 11 Bravo, which is the infantry. These are the requirements today for people serving in the industry, men and women. They are gender neutral, and they are very difficult to meet. They have not been reduced in any way, and our combat units,
He needs a drink.
our infantry is lethal. So please explain specifically, because you will be in charge of 3 million personnel. It is a big job. And when you make these public statements, and I get you were not Secretary of Defense then, I get you were on TV, I get you were helping veterans, I get it was a different
No, he
job.
wasn't. He was not helping veterans.
But most recently, you said this in November of 2024, knowing full well you might have been named as Secretary of Defense. So please explain these types of statements, because they're brutal and they're mean and they disrespect men and women who are willing to die for this country.
I'll explain him. He's weak. He's a weak, fragile mama's boy. Bottom line, this is a weak, fragile mama's boy. Hey, he ran his mother out to vouch for him. Okay? All right? That is a weak, fragile, pathetic mama's boy right there.
Well, Senator, I appreciate your comments.
What do you mean I appreciate your comments? You really appreciate that tongue lashing, right?
Point out, I've never disparaged women serving in the military.
What? What? No, you put it on paper, you asshole.
I respect every single
No,
female
you don't. No, you don't.
service member
No, you don't. You're afraid of them.
has put on uniform past and present. My critiques, Senator, recently and in the past, and from personal experience, have been instances where I've seen standards lowered, and you mentioned 11 Alpha, 11 Bravo.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Talk about standards lowered. Can you lower them any more for your confirmation? Look at the questions that this clown has had to answer, right? And he wants to talk about lowering standards?
MOS, places in units, and the book that has been referenced multiple times here, The War on Warriors. I spent months talking to active duty service members, men and women, low ranks, high ranks, combat arms.
Yeah, were you drunk? Were you drunk?
Not combat arms. And what each and every one of them told me, and which personal instances have shown me, is that in ways direct, indirect, overt, and subtle, standards have been changed inside infantry training units.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Ranger school, infantry battalions, to ensure that
Give me one
commanders
example. Please give me an example. I get you're making these.
Give him an example. Give him an example.
meet
Statements.
quotas to have a certain number of female infantry officers or infantry enlisted, and that disparages those women.
Commanders
who are
do not have to
capable
meet
of meeting
quotas
that
for the infantry.
standard.
Commanders do not have to have a quota for women in the infantry.
Oh! You're a fucking liar. Hey, whoa, no. Oh my God. Holy shit, no wonder you're afraid of women.
Not exist.
You're a fucking liar. Yeah, she just caught you in a fucking lie.
It does not exist.
Nope. It does not exist. Your quota does not exist.
And your statements are creating the impression that these exist, because they do not. They're not quotas. We want the most lethal force. But I'm telling you, having been here for 15 years, listening to testimony about men and women in combat and the type of operations that were successful in Afghanistan and in Iraq, women were essential for many of those units. When Ranger units went in to find where the terrorists hiding in Afghanistan or in Iraq, if they had a woman
You're scared. You're scared.
in the unit, they could go in, talk to the women in a village.
Mama, the lady's yelling at me. Mommy, she's yelling at me.
Say, where are the terrorists hiding? Where are the weapons hiding? And get crucial information to make sure that we can win that battle. So you cannot.
So basically, let's outline to where we've gotten so far. She caught him in a fucking lie. Talking about quotas. Quotas? They don't exist. So who the fuck told you that so you can write that in your fake ass book? Huh?
Great.
You got...
In general, and your statements do that. We don't want women to
Mommy, that lady's yelling at me, Mommy.
the military, especially in combat. What a terrible statement. So please, do not deny that you made those statements. You have. We take the responsibility of standards very seriously, and we will.
No. You see, here's where you're screwing up. Instead of don't deny the statements, you said, why are you such a liar?
I'm equally distressed. You would not meet with me before this hearing. We could have covered all.
Oh, no, nothing partisan here. Nothing partisan here. You're a scumbag. Yeah, no, I know. Hey, I don't blame you, buddy. I don't blame you for not walking in there, because you were going to get yelled at. That's right. You were going to get yelled at.
Of this. before you came here so I could get to the 15 other questions that I want to get to. So women you have denigrated. You have also denigrated members of the LGBTQ community. Did you know that when Don't Ask, Don't Tell was in place, we lost so many crucial personnel, over 1,000 in mission critical areas. We lost 10% of all our foreign language speakers because of a political policy. You said in your statement,
Ouch. Ouch. Mommy! Mommy!
you don't want politics in the DOD. Everything you've said in these public statements is politics. I don't want women. I don't want moms. What's wrong with a mom, by the way? Once you have babies, you therefore are no longer able to be lethal. I mean, you're basically saying women, after they have children, can't ever serve in the military in a combat role. It's a silly thing to say. It's a silly thing to say.
It's fucking nonsense.
The position that you are aspiring to. To denigrate LGBTQ service members is a mistake. If you are a sharpshooter, you're as lethal regardless of what your gender identity.
You know what she's saying. If you're a sharpshooter, you're just as lethal whether you're LGBTQ, black, white, woman, man, whatever, right? I was wondering. He's talking about lethality, right? Lethality, whatever the fuck that means. I'm assuming that, that's kind of shoot to kill, right? Okay? What's the difference between an LGBTQ's bullet or an idiot like this's bullet? Huh? Other than the LGBTQs would be far more accurate because this is a drunk. Now, ask yourself this question. Knowing this guy's history, right? Okay. Who would you rather be in a foxhole with when it came to a sharpshooter? This drunken, pathetic mama's boy or an LGBTQ person in the military? Huh? Let's look at him. Would you want this idiot's drunk as a grape? Would you want this drunken idiot in your foxhole as opposed to a lethal LGBTQ person? I'm seriously. This is pathetic. He can't take it anymore. Look at it. Look, imagine this. Imagine this lady scolding him. Look at him, right? Imagine this guy in a real pressure situation. Huh? This is pathetic. But of course, it's one of Trump's best people. And you see, he doesn't know good people. That's the problem. He doesn't know good people. Period.
It is regardless of who you love. So please know this to be a true statement. So you say it was a political thing. You say it undermined us, social engineering. I don't know why someone having to publicly say or not publicly say who they love is social engineering. I think having that policy in the first place was highly problematic. And as you said in your statement,
social engineering. You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Do you agree anybody should be able to serve in the military if they meet the standards?
Senator, as the president has stated, I don't disagree with the overturn of Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Great, because I don't want you thinking, can't serve if you're a mom, can't serve if you're LGBTQ, and then last, can't serve if you're a leftist. The statements you said...
The fuck?
about people who have views differently than you, that we're the enemy. Are you saying that 50% of the DOD, if they hold liberal views or leftist views or are Democrats, are...
She is cleaning this guy's clock.
not welcome in the military? Are you saying that?
Senator,
Well, let me finish having a stroke and I'll answer that question.
I volunteered to deploy to Afghanistan.
Nobody cares. That is not the question that she wants answered. Nobody cares.
Under Democrat President Barack Obama.
No, there you go. Democrat president with the fucking slur. That's a slur right there. Democrat president. This is a lunatic, is what this is. This is a woman hating, fragile piece of shit lunatic.
I also volunteered to guard the inauguration of Joe Biden, but was denied.
Hey, with people like you guarding him? Who? No, really. No. Did you hear how stupid that just sounded? He just made a slur when he referred to Barack Obama, calling a Democrat. Yeah, see that? Instead of saying Democratic, he said Democrat. That's a slur in their eyes, right? And so he says he volunteered to protect Joe Biden? Really? He might as well call a jihadist to protect him. You.
Opportunity to serve because I was identified as an extremist by my own unit for a Christian tattoo.
No. No.
No.
You know what that tattoo stands for Germany 1934.
Thank you very much. Senator Gillibrand, you held up a document.
Hey, stop wasting her time. She's on a roll.
Referred to it during
service and sacrifice, you know as well as
Nah, we're not gonna listen to you.
United States.
We're not gonna listen to you.
Join in expressing.
Should I be confirmed at the Secretary of
Fuck you.
Go a long way in making sure our enemies know there's a new sheriff in town.
Howdy, Pilgrim. This is John Wayne. And I'm gonna tell you, life is hard. It's even harder when you're a stupid woman hater.
Mr. Chairman.
and thank you very much, Senator Blumenthal.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for having this hearing. Thank you for being here, Mr. Hegseth. And I want to join in expressing appreciation and respect for your service to our country. And
fuck you.
Thanks to all the veterans who are here today. And thank you for your service as the ranking member of the Veterans Affairs Committee. I hope we can focus on doing better for our veterans and doing better in management of the Department of Defense. There's always room for improvement. I think
Oh yeah, an unqualified drunk is going to improve it, huh?
We need in that position is not just better, but the best in financial management.
Oh yeah.
Those decisions are life and death decisions affecting the 3.4 million Americans who serve our national security and our national defense and put their lives on the line. I want to talk about financial mismanagement at the two organizations that you headed, which are the only test of your financial management that we have before this committee, the Veterans for Freedom.
Very simple. Very simple. How did you manage to run them into the ground? Ask them. Ask them. It's not that hard.
And Concerned Veterans for America. You took over the Veterans for Freedom in 2007.
Ran it into the ground?
In 2008, you raised $8.7 million, but spent more than $9 million. Creating a deficit. By January 2009,
he's out of water.
You told donors that the organization had less than $1,000 in the bank and debts of $434,000. By 2010, revenue at the Veterans for Freedom had dropped to about $265,000. In the next year, it had dropped further to $22,000.
Hey, tell him, man. Those booze parties are expensive, brother.
You don't dispute these numbers, do you?
Senator, I'm extremely proud.
Wait.
The work me and my fellow vets did at Vets for Freedom. A bunch of young vets with no political experience.
Who gives a shit?
Small group.
Who gives a shit?
Working hard every single day. We raised. raise donor funds. And I took, and we have letters submitted for the record from almost everyone that worked with me every single day, including our chief operating officer, who will attest that every dollar we raised was used intentionally toward the execution of our mission, which is supporting the warfighters. Exactly what.
Why'd you run it into the ground? There are numerous veterans charities that aren't run into the ground.
We're here today, the warfighters in the Iraq surge. There was a campaign in 2008, Senator.
If I can just ask you another
we believe
question.
John McCain would be the right.
Shut him up!
And so we spent
Tax
more.
returns.
Hey, John McCain, the one he called a sucker and a loser, you asshole.
That organization.
I'm glad you're for the record.
I'm going to.
Hey, get McCain out of your mouth. Get McCain. That's a real soldier. You're a punk. You're a woman hater.
Ask to be entered into the record, Mr. Chairman.
Without objection.
These tax returns are yours. They have your signature. And I'm going to ask that members of the committee review them because they're the only documents. I've asked for others. I've asked for the FBI.
You might as well just say it. You might as well just say it. Say, booze and hookers are expensive.
I report that would presumably document, it should have documented this kind of financial mismanagement. And these are the 990s from that organization. By the year of 2011, donors had become so dissatisfied with that mismanagement, they, in effect, ousted you. They
Ouch.
urged that organization.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they kicked you out. Why are you shaking your head? Why are you shaking your head?
Military families united, and thereafter you joined a second organization
Oh, shit.
as executive director.
In between, Senator, I went to Harvard
I want to
University
ask
for 2
you
years and
questions.
Afghanistan.
Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit whether you went to Harvard. I went to Harvard too. Only I worked a football game there. What did you do? You drank at the frat house?
I want to ask you questions about Concerned Veterans for America. Again, another set of tax returns, the 990s from that organization. I ask they be made part of the record, Mr. Chairman.
Holy shit, he ran these places into the ground.
Without objection.
Pathetic. This idiot's pathetic. Yeah.
Both of those returns are now part of the record.
2011 to 2016. At the end of 2013, shortfall of $130,000.
This guy, I'm going to call this guy minus. Because everywhere he shows up, shit goes minus.
At the end of 2014, shortfall of $420,000.
Yeah, these are literal receipts, champ. You know how to say, well, I got the receipts. They're showing you the receipts.
$8,000. You had a surplus the following year, but then another deficit of $437,000. By the time you left, that organization had deep debts, including credit card transaction debts of about $75,000. That isn't the kind of...
I want to know if he would choose a frontal lobotomy or a bottle in front of me at this point.
fiscal management we want at the Department of Defense. We can't tolerate it at the Department of Defense. That's an organization with a budget of $850 billion.
Oh shit! He's just going, oh yeah, this will take me at least 2 years to bankrupt.
Not 10 or 15 million, which was the case at those two organizations. And it has command responsibility for 3.4 million Americans, the highest number that you manage.
Holy shit. Those numbers are terrifying.
In those two organizations was maybe 50 people. Let me ask you, how many men and women now serve in the United States Army? What is Sen's strength?
Senator, I would like an opportunity to respond to...
No, answer the question.
Well, I've asked you a question.
No, you ran the place into the ground. You ran both of those places into the ground, right? And he has the receipts. What is your response? What do you want to respond to?
Of a
How many men
veterans
and women
organization, Concerned
currently
Veterans for
serve?
America. You're on the VA committee, sir, and I appreciate your service there.
Who cares? Nobody cares.
The VA Accountability Act and the Mission Act were all brainchilds of Concerned Veterans for America. We used our donor money very intentionally and focused to create policy that bettered the lives of veterans.
Mr. Hegseth, I'm asking you a very simple.
Okay, great. Why are they broke? If you did such good work, why are they broke and nobody wanted to give them money anymore after you showed up? Why? Why? Because you're a goddamn criminal.
Question. How many men and women currently serve in the United States Army?
Senator, the United States Army, 450,000 on active duty, sir.
And how many in the Navy?
And the Navy is 425, sir.
Well, it's 337 this year. How many in
Basic shit he should know.
the Marine Corps?
175,000, sir.
172,300. Those numbers dwarf any experience you had by many multiples. I don't believe.
In other words, you couldn't run a company with 50 people. And you want to run a company with millions?
That you can tell this committee or the people of America that you are qualified to lead them. I would support you.
Why?
The spokesperson for the Pentagon. I don't dispute your communication skills, but
I do. He ran that shit into the ground.
Believe that we are entitled to the facts here. I've asked for more documents. I assume you'd be willing to submit to an expanded FBI background check that interviews your colleagues, accountants, ex-wives, former spouses, sexual assault survivors, and others, and enable them to come forward.
Senator, I'm not in charge of FBI background checks.
But you would
Would you agree to him?
submit to it and support it.
I'm not in charge of FBI background checks.
Easy, he doesn't want to answer the question. This is a dirtbag.
Thank you, Senator Blumenthal. I at this point want to submit a letter from Captain Wade Zirkle, the founder.
Nobody gives a shit about Wade Zirkle. Who's Stephen Urkel or Wade Zirkle?
And ask for unanimous consent. And I hope that if confirmed, you can.
Julie Ernst, a hack.
As part of my response.
Here, Hirono.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Hegseth, welcome.
Thank you.
I am focused on your fitness to serve, including your character and temperament and your overall qualifications to do the job. And I
None of the above.
do appreciate the comments of Ranking Member Reed with his concerns regarding your nomination, because I share those concerns. As part of my responsibility as a member of this committee to ensure the fitness of all nominees to come before any of the committees on which I sit, I ask the following two
Hey, he's fitting this bottle into his pocket.
initial questions. First, since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
No, Senator.
Yes, you have.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement relating to this kind of conduct?
Yes, you have.
Senator, I was falsely accused in October of 2017.
Nonsense. Then why did you not stand up for your name? It's because you're a punk. You're not a man, you're a punk. You're weak, fragile, and pathetic.
It was fully investigated, and I was completely cleared.
No, you weren't.
I don't think completely cleared is accurate, but the fact is that your own lawyer said that you entered into an NDA and paid a person who accused you of raping her a sum of money.
Ouch.
To make sure that she did not file a complaint. Moving on. As secretary, you will be in charge of maintaining good order and discipline by enforcing the Uniform Code of Military Justice, UCMJ. In addition to the sexual assault allegations, and by the way, the answer to my second question should have been yes. I have read multiple reports of your regularly being drunk at work.
Regularly being drunk.
Including by people who worked with you at Fox News. Do you know that being drunk at work is prohibited for citizens? Under the UCMJ?
Senator, those
Yes
are
or no?
multiple
Yes
false
or no?
anonymous reports peddled by NBC
Do you
News.
know
No.
that
No, that's a lie.
working on the job
No, that's a lie.
To
is
the dozens of men and women
No, that's a lie.
Fox News
contemplated
Channel
and
No, that's a lie.
who I work with
I'm not
came
hearing
on
the
the
answer to my
record
question.
and said they
In your
never
opening
seen
statement,
that.
Mr. Hicks said you commit to holding leaders accountable at all levels. That includes you, of course. And frankly, as secretary, you will be on the job 24/7. You recently promised some of my Republican colleagues that you stopped drinking and won't drink if confirmed, correct?
Absolutely.
I promise I won't drink anymore if you give me this job. Can you imagine? Can you imagine going to an employer, right? And telling them, if you give me this job, I promise I won't drink anymore. You hear how ridiculous that sounds?
You resign as Secretary of Defense if you drink on the job, which is a 24/7 position.
I've made this commitment on behalf of
Will
the
you
men and women
resign
serving.
as Secretary of Defense
I've
if
made this
you
commitment
drink
on
on the
behalf of
job?
the men and
He won't.
women.
He won't. He won't. He will not. This guy won't stop drinking. Not even if his job depended on it. Listen to him.
Serving
I'm not
because it's
hearing-
the most important deployment
I'm not
of my
hearing an
life.
answer to my question, so I'm going to move on.
Nope, you should have had him answer the question.
Oh, you have made that commitment, you will not commit to resigning if you drink on the job. As Secretary of Defense, you will
This motherfucker can't wait to go have a drink.
swear an oath to the Constitution, and not an oath to any man, woman, or president, correct?
Senator, on multiple occasions, including as a young second lieutenant, I have sworn an oath to the
Answer is
Constitution,
yes.
and I'm proud to do so. Yes, ma'am.
In June of 2020, then President Trump directed former Secretary of Defense Mark Esper to shoot protesters in the legs in downtown DC, an order Secretary Esper refused to comply with. Would you carry out such an order from President Trump?
Senator, I was in the Washington, D.C. National Guard unit that was in Lafayette Square during those
Would you
events.
carry
No one cares. No one cares.
In
Riot
order to
shield on
shoot
behalf of my
protesters
country.
in the legs.
I saw 50
As
Secret
directed
Service agents
to
get injured by
Secretary
riders trying to jump over the
Bullshit. Bullshit, you fucking liar.
fence, set
Again,
Bullshit.
the church on fire, and destroy
you know
a
what, that
statue.
sounds to me that you will
Chaos.
comply with such an order. You will shoot protesters in the leg. Moving on.
Disgusting. This clown's disgusting.
President-elect has attacked our allies in recent weeks, refusing to rule out using military force to take over Greenland and the Panama Canal, and threatening to make Canada the 51st state. Would you carry out an order from President Trump to seize Greenland, a territory of our NATO ally Denmark, by force, or would you comply with an order to take over the Panama Canal?
Senator, I will emphasize that President Trump received 77 million votes to be the lawful.
Nobody
commander.
cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Of course he will.
We're not talking about the election. My question is, would you use our military to take over Greenland or an ally of Denmark?
Senator, one of the things that President Trump is so good at is never strategically tipping his hand. And so I would
Who
never,
cares? Who cares? No. This dude's disgusting.
in this public forum, give one way or another
No,
direct
that-
what orders
that
the president
sounds
would
to
give
me-
me in any
It
context.
sounds to me that you would contemplate carrying out such an order to basically invade Greenland and take over the Panama Canal. Current DoD policy allows service members and eligible dependents to be reimbursed for travel associated with non-covered reproductive health care, including abortions. Will you maintain this common sense policy?
Senator, I've always been personally pro-life. I know President Trump has as well, and we will review all policies. But
Bullshit. Bullshit. This is just a fucking liar. This is what this is. This is a drunken, pathetic fucking liar. This is what he
our
is.
standard is whatever the president wants on this particular
Okay,
issue.
so,
With my advice, I will take
if the
it.
pres-
Hey, there it is. There it is right there. This is going to be the last lady we listen to because there it is. This is what Stinky wants, a bootlicker. This is a bootlicker. Now, you know what my next question would be? Would you lick Stinky's boots if he asked you to? That should be the next question.
President tells you that this
I don't
common
believe
sense
the federal-
policy will not be maintained, you will not enable our service members to seek reproductive care. So
I don't believe the federal
No.
government-
Would you physically lick his boots? I mean, tongue to shit stick. Would you? Wait. Okay. Now, would you tongue the back of his shoes after he unloads with a full diaper? Would you tongue the back of his shoes?
I'm not hearing
funding
answers to my questions,
travel for
Mr.
abortion.
Chairman.
This is Hermann Goering right here. That's what this is.
I just want to note that the other area that is of serious concern to me is President Trump saying that he wants to use the military to help with mass deportations, which will cost billions of dollars. And what that will do to readiness is very, very concerning.
Yeah. This is the last questions, and we're gonna shut it down. I got some videos to make. Some funnier videos. This guy's a joke, but you know.
Mr. Hicks, I have noticed a disturbing pattern. You previously have made a series of inflammatory statements about women in combat, LGBTQ service members, Muslim Americans, and Democrats. Since your nominations, however, you have walked those back on TV and interviews and most recently.
This idiot drunk. He drank last night. He drank last night, or he wouldn't be drinking so much water. If you notice, the alcoholic, right? The alcoholic. Look,
In your opening statements,
there.
you are no
and
longer
there.
on Fox and Friends, Mr. Hickson. If
He is starting. He's starting to, number one, withdraw, and he's dehydrating. Look at him.
confirmed, your words, actions, and decisions will have real impacts on national security and our service members' lives. There are close to 3 million personnel in the Department of Defense, $900 billion budget. I hardly think you are prepared to do the job. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. That wasn't a question, Mr. Hickson.
Those were facts. All right, I'm done with Eddie Munster here. I'm gonna make some funny videos out of this. I'll talk to you guys soon. Remember, call out every single time these idiots start talking shit, you know, because the inauguration is coming, and we might as well just trash it. All right, guys, you guys take care. Be good, and I'll talk to you soon. Look out for these. Watch out for the video.